Morning. All right, there we are. We have reception. We are good to go. It is June 1st, 2021. We are in the 6th month of the year. Oh my goodness. The second quarter is almost finished. It's crazy to think. I hope you had an amazing weekend and you got to enjoy time with your family, your friends, remembering those who had lost loved ones. Fighting for our country, and here we go. But you want to know how to have the best month ever. Maybe May wasn't your best month. Maybe April wasn't your best month. Maybe March, maybe the first 5 months of 2020 have not gone really according to plan. I'm going to actually share with you a short story, but I'm going to share with you how to make June your best month ever. Absolutely your best month ever. I believe you can make this month coming up the best month ever, and I have a secret for you. Something that's not only helped me, but a lot of people I talk to who, while they may have had some struggle months in the past, moving forward, they have some of their most amazing months. And there is a secret to that, and I'm going to share this with you. But before I do, I want to know where you are at in this world. I want to know the beautiful area you live. Tell me your city. Just drop down the city that you live. I'm always looking to make new connections, and whether you live here in sunny Florida or maybe you live out west or up north or even, let's see, where else? Somewhere in other parts of this beautiful world. I'd love to know. Just drop down where you live, and if you're going to make this month your best month ever, I want to help you with a little secret that I learned. In fact, it was 9 years ago to this day. 9 years ago was a really special time in my life. And I was reminded this morning in a memory that came up, yes, in Facebook memories, which sometimes they're awesome, sometimes they're not so awesome when those memories come up. But this one was really awesome. 9 years ago, I was in Costa Rica. And prior to that, probably been about maybe 5-6 months, maybe a little less. But I got invited to go on my very first mission trip. Actually, it was 10 years ago. And then the second one I went on, I was coming back to church, so to speak. It was the very first time that I heard what some Christians are referred to as the gospel, good news, and understanding a relationship. And anyway, I'm not going to get into that whole story, but I want to share with you what happened 9 years ago when I was in Costa Rica, and we were in a beach called Jaco Beach. And there's a friend he's a close friend of mine now. At the time, just more of an acquaintance, a pastor who was running a church there. And I was on a trip with a group of guys, and just coming into my faith for the very first time. I know some of you have asked, like, Mark, where have you come in? When did you come to your relationship with God and through Jesus and all that? And that really was about 10 years ago for me personally. Now, I'd grown up in church, in and out of church, Catholic, so forth, so on, drifted away in college, well, as many do, right? And then after really, my whole other story, which I'm not going to get into, happens to be the way we found ourselves to church. But on this day, exactly on June 1st, 9 years ago today, I decided to go public with my faith and getting baptized. I did get baptized in the ocean in Jaco Beach. It was an amazing experience. And it was basically, just so you know, baptism. I know some of you maybe have baptized when you're younger, and maybe some of you didn't get baptized. Maybe you don't understand it all. But really, as an adult, for me, all it was, in my understanding at the time and now, it was an outward expression of an inward working grace. Just letting people know that I believe in Jesus, I love him, and that he went to the cross for me, as he did you, even if you don't know that. So anyway, I got baptized. It was a renewal. I became a new man, and I actually shared this with one of my close friends and mentors, Luch, and he sent me this scripture. And this has to do with making your best month ever. June can potentially be your absolute best month ever. And sometimes it requires, and the secret is truly, I say sometimes, because I know some of you maybe didn't have a good month last month, or maybe not a good 6 months, or maybe the last year and a half have been literally just like hard. And I get it. A lot of people, I've gone through a lot of tough times. This year was tough for me and my family as well, on a lot of different levels. But I want to share with you how you can truly have your best month going forward. Absolutely, the secret is to remember what you've already gone through. That's the thing. I remember back when I got baptized 9 years ago, and what I had gone through even to that point. And I was thinking back prior to the 9 years, and man, what an amazing transformation, so to speak. And I'm not talking about a physical transformation here, but I was sharing this with my close friend Luch, who's more of a mentor and a friend as well. And hopefully, if you don't have not only friends in your life but mentors, I highly recommend that you do. And he sent me this scripture, and I want to share this with you. It's Colossians. And it really just hit home to me how moving forward, all of us, regardless of your circumstances, how you can truly, if you're living and breathing, if God gave you another day to enjoy the beautiful birds, you hear them out there? The beautiful birds, or the guys that are a couple of houses over redoing a roof on a house, or just the wind in the air and just breathing in the fresh air. I wanted to share this with you to help you in your quest this month to making June the absolute best month ever. So it's in Colossians 2, 6 and 7, verses 6 and 7. And I can't remember what version this is, but I wrote it down. And now, just as you trusted Christ to save you, trust him too for each day's problems. Live in vital union with him. Let your roots grow down into him and draw up nourishment from him. See that you go on growing in the Lord and become strong and vigorous in the truth you were taught. Let your lives overflow with joy and thanksgiving for all he has done. Just key in on that last bit. Overflow with joy and thanksgiving for all he has done. Now, maybe not everything went according to plan over the course of the last few months, or maybe the last few years, or maybe even the last few decades, but you're still here, right? You're still here, which means a couple of things. Means God's not done with you yet. Also, it means you have a purpose and a plan for your life today and potentially this month in June. So I want to encourage you this June 1st, 2021, the only June 1st, 2021 that you have. Once this day is gone, it's gone. But I want to encourage you and give you not just the secret, but truly the understanding of how to get through and how to make it your best month ever. It doesn't mean like, oh, what's to come, because a lot of us just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or what's going to happen next week, right? You can do some preparing, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee you're going to wake up tomorrow. There's no guarantee. Even if you bust your butt and work hard at things like getting healthy, or maybe, or being in a good relationship, or parenting your kids, or, being on time for work and doing your best job ever, that doesn't mean that there's a guarantee that it's going to happen. But what you can do to have, this is truly the secret that's helped me in my journey, that's helped a number of people that I know, men and women, not just of faith, just of all walks of life, people with small bouts of faith, some people with no faith. I can tell you is to don't forget about how far you've already come, to think in this last part, be joyful with thanksgiving for all he has done. And it truly is my hopes is realizing that God has gotten you through so many battles, so many struggles, so many circumstances that maybe you don't even know. I look back and I think of when I'm maybe having those struggle moments, those struggle days, struggle weeks. I think of if God helped me get through that moment in my life, and if God helped me get through this, and if I saw God help that person get through that in their life, and oh my goodness, I can't believe God got that person through that in their life. That truly is the way. It is truly the secret to having right now, moving forward today, moving forward tomorrow, the next day, is taking each day before you even go going and chasing after your dreams, which you should. I hope you have big, bold dreams that you can achieve. Maybe you want to get in the best shape of your life. Maybe you want to start a new business. Maybe you have a relationship that you really want to pour into. Maybe you're trying to parent your kids as they're leaving the roost, right? As they're moving on, becoming adults. Like that's happening in my life. And in that, how to have the secret to having the best month ever for you is to not forgetting how far you've already come. It's so easy to put like what's in the past, especially like if you went a little overboard over the weekend, or maybe you messed up, or maybe you didn't do quite the work you needed to, or maybe you got a little bit lazy, watched a little bit too much Netflix, maybe you got off of your diet, maybe Maybe you were angry, and maybe you were judgmental, and maybe you were, last month you were really afraid for whatever reason. You had a lot of fear and it prevented you from having the best May ever, right? Like, we're in June now, May is gone. But I bet if you had lived any time in your life, I bet you could think back, how did I ever get through that moment? How did I ever manage to survive that time in my life? And I can tell you, God's honest truth for me, after I made that public profession of my faith and went public with it. Now, has it been easy? Heck no. Did it, when I got baptized and got dunked underwater, did it make life easy? No way. It didn't, but it made me remember who was helping me through this whole journey called life. And I hope you have an amazing, not just June, but July and August and September. I hope you are able to fulfill all of your dreams. I hope you pursue big, bold dreams. I hope you chase after, whether it's a profession that you're in, maybe it's a whole new direction. Maybe you're ready to do something brand new. Maybe you feel like you're too old and it's too late, and you have this new, maybe you've been overweight and out of shape your whole life. Maybe you've been fighting the battle of your health and you're ready to move forward. June is going to be your month. Maybe January wasn't your month. You wanted it to be, but January got ahead of itself. And next thing you know, you blink and it's June, and here we are, and you're still struggling. And I want to encourage you, think back. Guess what? God's gotten you to this point. He's gotten you already here. The hard thing is to not forget. The hard thing is, in the secret to getting and making sure that June becomes the best month ever, is to be so caught up in chasing after June that you forget what you've already gotten through. So on that verse, just so you know, it's Colossians 2:6-7. And the last part in 7 is where overflowing with let your lives overflow with joy and thanksgiving for all God has already done. And truly, the number one secret to having your best month ever is to never forget where you've come from, or how far you've come and who's helped you get there. So anyway, take care. Hope you have an amazing, blessed month ahead. Don't be a stranger. Reach out to me. I got a masterclass. It's tonight. It's fully packed. We got I think we got 100. We have a wait list, I think, of about 20 on there. It is tonight at 6 p.m. It has to deal with weight loss. If you haven't seen it, go back and look at the posts. There's no replay. So if you're already not signed up, I'm sorry. You snooze, you lose. Take care. Have a blessed June, and talk soon.